What's up? What's good? What's poppin'? What's cracking? What's percolating? What's really good in the hood? It's your man Theo Butler, and this more than likely is my last video for this evening. Let's talk double standards. I'm going to point out two individuals. Actually, no, I'm not gonna name them. I'm just gonna point out certain things. So I'm at home over 10 years ago with my family, and I'm watching the New York Knicks play the Houston Rockets in the NBA Finals. I'm into it. I'm not rooting for Patrick. I'm not rooting for Hakeem Olajuwon. I'm actually pulling for the Knicks. Then my basketball finals is interrupted. And they're telling me they cut to this high-speed chase on the interstate. Long story short, the guy who was in the back seat of the Bronco was charged with murder. The way the story goes is the gentleman found his wife, ex-wife. It's tripping. It's your ex-wife, bro. Anyway, ex-wife at the house. I'm assuming he was still paying for. I don't know. It doesn't even matter at the end of the day. But he found his ex-wife there with her current boyfriend. What took place is one of those great unsolved mysteries. But we know both the ex-wife and her current boyfriend were brutally murdered. We know that. There was a trial that took place, and America found itself split down the racial divide. And the man was found innocent. I'm pretty sure that if you go to some people and have conversations with them in regards to this individual, his name is less than scum. But he was found innocent. I thought he was guilty. If he didn't do it, which honestly, at his age, I don't believe he did it, considering the debilitating physical issues that he had. But I believe he know who did it, and I believe he had something to do with it. That's me. Sitting here telling y'all I believe that man is guilty. How did I feel about him being found innocent? Honest moment. I felt like there was a huge miscarriage of justice that day. I felt like this man got off with a technicality. I did. That's 50% of how I felt. The other 50% was like, I'm glad the system this one time was just as jacked up as it has been quite a few times. And it was to a person of color's benefit. I don't even know how that happened. Had a guy turn around, look at me, because I was in a public place when I was watching the verdict. He turned around and he looked at me and he said, "That's BS." Now, I don't know why I got singled out. I was turning, aside from the fact that the guy that was in front of me, his pigmentation was lighter than mine and his hair was straighter than mine. I guess I just happened, because I wasn't saying anything. I was just standing there behind. I was like, "Ooh." And that's exactly what I did. Like, there were quite a few people where and I like, "Ooh." That's how I was. I like, "Ooh." That's how I was. And he said, "That's bullshit, and you know it." I said, "You're absolutely right." I said, "But y'all been getting away with bullshit for how many years now?" His face turned beet red and he walked off. To this day, I believe the man that was found innocent was guilty. I really, really do. Thus, I have no problem with the father of the son who was brutally murdered haunting this man, because he literally does haunt this man. Like, Buddy can't go nowhere. Like, Buddy got to stay in the house, because if he makes some change, hey, because Pops took him to civil court, as he should have, because his son was taken away from him. And this man, in a fit of jealousy about a woman that was no longer his, took that away from him. He had a right to be mad. I'm pretty sure the people that disagree with me in my earlier posts, my earlier videos, agree with how I'm feeling right now. Oh, well, aside from the fact where I said they've been getting away with that same BS for hundreds of years, they agree with how I feel. Yeah, he was guilty. So then we fast forward to present day. And this is real. You have a 17-year-old young man that had been bullied in high school. I'm of the mindset that the people that bullied him didn't look like me. That's not what we do. We don't bully. For us to bully a non-POC child, that non-POC child has to, for the most part, be at a public school where most of the people at that public school look like me and not him. Some other mindset that the people that were bullying him when he was younger looked like him. And he started exhibit. If I looked at his character profile based on what I pulled up, and no, it's not the older brother, it's him. He was exhibiting red flags a long time ago. He was. No father figure. No male role model to speak of. His she's a single mom. Not saying that he would have turned out any better with male guidance, but I definitely would have liked his chances with male guidance. Maybe he just would have been one of those people that was just mad at me and not actually did anything to me. Maybe he just would have been somebody to grow up and just say, hey, these are my views and I'm going to stick strictly to my views, like some of you have today on these videos. He drove across state lines to help adults. Adults don't need help from a child. They don't. Y'all can say what y'all want to, but when I joined the Marine Corps, you had to be at least 18. He's 17. Some of y'all want to, say this and that. An AR-15 is an automatic weapon. It is. I don't know what y'all talking about. Maybe what y'all consider to be, maybe an AR-15 is low on what you consider to be an automatic weapon. Doesn't take away from the fact that it's an automatic weapon. A young man was crying out for the longest time based on what I saw. And nobody, none of y'all mentored him. Nobody. Nobody. I can tell because he went to various organizations, was around quite a few adults. And based on the information that I had, the only adult that had any personal interaction with him was his mother. Because only thing the other adults can say is he was there. Can't tell me his favorite color. Can't tell me what his interests were, because I get him wanting to be a police officer, but I'm pretty sure he had other interests. None of them though. That says a lot about the community he was growing up in. A lot. Because there's somebody from the YMCA speaking. There's a superintendent speaking. There are people from the police agency that he was, going to get trained, the youth agency. Nobody can tell us anything personal about this young man, except that he wanted to be a police officer. Well, hell, I wanted to be a football player, but hell, I like drawing. I like writing. I had other interests besides wanting to be a damn football player. Hell, I wanted to sing. I wanted to be a singer too. I had other interests. Nobody can tell me what his other interests were. And if anybody comes on this post and says people only have one interest, you're a liar. Out and out liar. That's not the point of this video though. The point of this video is that the same people who would be mad at the first person I described, murder, and I agree with them, are the same people championing this 17-year-old for committing murder. Murder. Intent to kill. He wasn't protecting anybody. He left his home. He left the safety of his home with his mother to seek out vigilante justice. Now, I could be wrong, but ain't no Batman, Superman, Spider-Man's running around here, nothing like that. So he wasn't deputized. He was out past curfew. I don't know what you want me to tell you. He's just as wrong as the first dude that I described. Yeah, I don't want to say just as wrong, because the first dude was a full-blown ass adult. This is still a child. Still a child that way too many adults are pandering to for all the wrong reasons. Had you did what you were supposed to do, that young man would have been home with his mother. Had you did what you were supposed to do, that man probably would have been doing some homework, something like that. School's back in, right? Would have been studying up, getting ready to be a police officer. That was his dream. That dream has been derailed because of irrational, irresponsible adults. He's locked up now. The best case scenario you can hope for, he doesn't get tried as an adult. In 2020, I'm of the mindset they're going to make an example of him. And it's going to be your fault. It won't be mine. Because at the end of the day, my moral compass doesn't give two damns about how a person looks, who a person prays to, or how a person votes. My moral compass doesn't care about any of that. What my moral compass does care about is how I treat my fellow man. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. A lot of y'all that's been over here bumping your gums, y'all missed that. Y'all reckless with it. And that's okay. That's really, really okay. What's that saying? It's better to when a wise man is talking to a fool, you kind of let the fool just keep talking. I ain't saying. Y'all really made this one too easy. Y'all really did. Y'all really made this one too easy. I'm just saying. Peace.